talk, Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Would you?
Hey, Segovia, back with another video, y'all. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. Happy May, y'all. Happy May. It's a brand new month to set some new goals, a brand new month to start over, a brand new month to keep doing what you've been doing. What are y'all goals, y'all? Let me know down below. I know I got some goals for the month of May, y'all. Enough is enough, but we ain't gonna sit here and chit chat too much, y'all. We'll save that for the end of the video. You know my slogan. Enough with the chit chat. Let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Here, me and my husband might become millionaires. I think there's oil in our backyard, but I may be mistaken. I just need somebody to confirm for me before I call the police. Does that not look like oil? And also that over there. Okay, wait. Before you get all your ideas, let me show you this. Is that not oil? That's oil, guys. Who do I call for that? It's all black and it just runs down there. There's more oil and that doesn't mix right there. So I'm like, water and oil don't mix, right? So is that oil?
NASA has just confirmed that China's Three Gorges Dam is so massive that it is slowing the Earth's rotation. Located in the Hubei province, it's the world's largest hydroelectric power station, and it holds a staggering 10 billion cubic meters of water. That's about 10 trillion gallons. But now, according to NASA scientists, it has redistributed Earth's mass enough to the point where it is slowing the Earth's rotation by 0.06 microseconds per day. And we can't have plastic straws. Think of it like when you're spinning on your chair and you put your legs out. You slow down because your mass is moved away from the center. And that is what China's Three Gorges Dam is doing to the Earth. So what's the tariff for slowing Earth's rotation?
Jail.
So we send you to jail?
Yes, the bus, the cafeteria, the lunch plates, the hallways, basketball, the outside of it, and back to the buses.
So where are you going?
They're sending us to jail.
Without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce my husband, the Prime Minister who will make Canada strong. And Canada
So you have made a career of predicting the future, and I think that you've done a better job than anyone I've met in predicting sort of the big picture movements of nations. Clearly we're in, and I hope we can talk about this, in a transition away from the post-war order. But I just want to start at the end. Where do you think the United States will be in 50 years?
Well, I think the United States is withdrawing not to isolationism, but to Fortress America. It's interesting that the Mexican president called for Fortress North America.
I wanted to talk, Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Would you care to share that journey of?
Well, the average millennial is 36 years old. They can't afford to buy the house. So therefore, their future self is poorer. They have less savings. They've got debts from university. So they don't have the ability to get out of this trap. And then what we are finding is because of this, they're having to live with other people into their 30s. They don't have kids and they don't get married. And these numbers have collapsed since 1983. You've seen these numbers come down from people living on their own. So you could get your job, get yourself an apartment. It's gone from 80% to 62%. You're seeing the marriage rate halve. You're seeing the home ownership rate go from 50% to 30%. These are all expressions of the same problems, which is people know their future is fucked and they can feel it. They have a sense of desperation. You see then the same cohort of kids in their 30s doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That's not because they want to. Nobody wants to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. It's because they have to. And their parents, the baby boomers, who are in their 70s and retiring, never had that. They were the richest generation the world had ever seen. So this is the first generation that won't be as rich as their parents. And that's a weird thing because we're all used to human progress, the American dream. If the American dream is, well, you'll never be as wealthy as your parents, and they were middle-class people, and I'm now less well off than them, that's kind of fucked.
You know, I say it constantly. What is it going to look like? The retirement I'm 35, when I'm 65, what is my generation going to look like? Because we all have student debt, credit cards, car payments, debt, credit card debts, right? I have no debt. I have very little debt, right? But it's paid off quick when I do get that debt. Paid off within 3-4 months, right? I don't let it go. And it's interest free. But I don't have a car payment. I don't have no student loans, just a house payment, pretty much, just the basic bills. That's it. So I'm anxious to see what this generation and generations after me are going to be like when it's that time to hang up the jersey. You know what I mean?
By being, well, yeah, that's an issue.
I mean, to me, I feel like it's due to an attack on masculinity. It's an increase in feminism. It is, an attack on religion. I mean, it's just like all these things. And I look at like, who's responsible for that? And that's where I start to get angry, and it seems like the same playbook is going on in the UK, and you see a lot of these different places that are run by a lot of the same people having the exact same fucking problems.
So I live here in the Central Valley, and it was raining a couple minutes ago. Can anyone explain the blue water?
Bush is one of the most heinous criminals that's ever walked on the face of the earth. Bush is the man who's been a CIA agent since his college days. He's a member of the Skull and Bones, the Russell Trust. He was initiated in a casket with a ribbon tied around his genitalia, which symbolizes that he's a priest in the temple of Isis. A pagan, this guy. This man is a member of the mystery schools.
Well, he has the outward appearance of a good Christian, church-going Christian, no?
They do whatever they have to be approved by the people, but in secret, they're not at all. This is a man who practices pagan religious rituals, magic. Doesn't matter what you think of all these things. I'm just telling you, this is what he does in secret.
Mm-hmm.
He is the man who, when he was chief executive officer, when he was president of the offshore division of Zapata Oil, organized and began the first large-scale drug smuggling operations into this country. George Bush is the one responsible for the drugs on the streets. And the war against drugs is not a war against drugs, it's a war against the Bill of Rights. We've already lost the Fourth Amendment in this war.
Israel's our greatest ally. Well, what has Israel done for us? This is not a conversation about the Jews. This is about the country of Israel and their leadership. What have they done for the United States? Have they ever sent a troop to help us fight in a war? No. Have they sent us aid? No. What do they do for us? Oh, they blackmail all of our influential people in our whole country. So when they want something done, we do it because nobody wants to be embarrassed.
This is the beans right here, so that's what it looks like before we liquefy or do anything to it. Smells absolutely horrible. Look at that. It looks like dried rabbit food pellets or something, and it was an interesting process. So we just stirred it in this hot water for about 5 minutes till it got to about that consistency when it was really smooth, and then we put the expiration dates on it, put it in the heating cabinet, and this is what it looks like when it's done.
I myself, like many of you, used to live off Taco Bell, and nothing was better at 2 a.m. than a bean and cheese burrito. I was thinking I was being healthy, bean, cheese, tortilla, can't go wrong, right? Well, now we know how the beans are made, but did you also know that it has 46 ingredients in it? So in case you get that urge to ever want to go to Taco Bell, now you know what you're really eating.
It's straight out of a movie, y'all. Straight out of a movie. This is 2012. When California went, the ocean swallowed it up. That's crazy.
There's a there's a chunk of the border between India and China, and it's literally just like hundreds of soldiers from each country fucking looking at each other with a river in between them. And they have like baseball bats, and they frequently get in fights and beat each other
with chains, everything except for the rule is no explosives.
Yeah.
So it's like they signed a treaty where they said, okay, we both got nukes, right? How do we make this not go hot? We're only going to use what's called cold weapons. So the rule is it's specifically 200 meters. They have artillery cannons, but they have to be 200 meters away, and they can't use it on each other. So they end up just getting into brawls, and every once in a while they'll kill each other, or dudes will die getting lost in a river somewhere, freeze to death. The most bizarre. We were talking about medieval. This is basically
there's gonna need to be some bleeps in this one.
They're coming at each other with bats.
Footage of it on the internet. It's crazy.
What's your take on alcohol? Alcohol is no longer what it used to be. You look at Fireball. Do you know Fireball? It's like a cinnamon drink that they have in the US. The ingredients in the US are different than the ingredients in Europe. So people are like, this is a cinnamon spicy drink. And then you look at what they use in the United States to make Fireball shots. And it has formaldehyde, which is the coolant that they use for air conditioning. So I was like, oh yeah, no wonder it burns.
This is crazy Vegas, y'all.
Vegas is amazing.
Has anyone been to Vegas recently? Is this really how it is? I mean, it's nighttime. I don't care what day of the week it is. At night in Vegas, there's gonna be people. This is Vegas, y'all? Is this it? I haven't been to Vegas in that half marathon medal back there was the last time I went to Vegas. I think it's 2015. This is Vegas, y'all. Let me know down below. I know some of y'all have been to Vegas recently. Is this how it is? That's crazy. I mean, camera don't lie. It's nighttime in Vegas. I don't care if it's 3 and 4 in the morning. There's still people out there.
What if Adam lied, and that's the reason we got Adam's apples? He did lie. God told him, what's going on, Adam? He said, man, I've been hiding from you.
What's going on, Adam?
We supposed to meet up. We've been meeting up for every day as long as you've been alive. He said, man, because I ain't had no clothes on. And God said, you ain't supposed to know that. He said, she told me. And God said, I told you not to eat from the tree. I didn't say nothing to that bitch. You eat the apple for Eve could have ate the apple and we would have been all right because God never spoke to Eve. There's no history, there's no documentation that the woman ever got to hear from God. God didn't speak to the woman, he spoke to the man. It was God and Adam who hung out every day in the Garden of Eden. Eve was over there by herself. That's how the devil got to have a conversation with her. He could get up on the came in the presence of God.
If a tiger wasn't real, it's right out of Avatar. Nature created the most beautiful, terrifying thing. Their insane colorations, their fangs, and the way they can leap. I'm sure you've seen that video of the guy who's on the elephant, and you see the grass move ahead of him, and this tiger leaps 15 feet in the air and slashes at this guy. Watch this. Look at the size of this thing. All these guys are like a little stick. He's like, stop, don't do this to me, don't do it. Look at that thing just
catch his finger off too, I think, with his claw.
Yeah.
We teach women about the armpit, and actually it would work for men too, is that you should have a pit, not a puff. If it's a puff, look in the mirror, and if your armpit is a puff, then that's stagnant lymph. It means that you're not pulling the toxins for women that are coming out of her breasts are not getting out. Toxins that are coming out from the head down into the thoracic area is not getting out because it's congested.
So if your underarm is puffy and not like a pit, then you might be storing some of those toxins.
That's right. So the lymph is always carrying toxins out of organs. So the liver has a lymph pathway, the gut has lymph nodes in there that are going to pull all the toxins that are in there and move them out of you. So we need to keep these lymph pathways open.
Mexico has been dumping millions of gallons of raw sewage into the Tijuana River, which then flows directly into the United States, right near San Diego. The country is said to have dumped 6 million gallons, get this, in just the past couple of days. 6 million gallons. It's part of a larger plan to discard 400 million gallons. The situation is so bad that the U.S. Navy SEALs are now being relocated further north for training because hundreds of them have gotten stomach illnesses. Many San Diego residents also getting sick.
Console gaming will never be the same. Why? So, a Sony expert just leaked details about PS6, and fans are not happy.
Wait, when does it drop? There's no way we get this before GTA 6, right?
Well, actually sooner than you think, but people are upset because it's going to be less powerful than the PS5. It's also going to include a standard console along with a portable one.
Why make a portable PS6 when it's less powerful than a PS5?
Well, it's still going to run the games just with less resolution and FPS. But they're saying it could cost $1,000 just for the basic package.
Oh, nah. Nintendo Switch already won the console wars.
You get this
$1,000, y'all. That's how much it cost. I mean, now there's a lot of grown men getting it, but still, kids want this for Christmas. $1,000 for a gaming console. You know, what was Xbox 360 back in the day? $300, I think. I mean, the games are what, $70 now for a game? I don't play video games no more, so I don't really know. I got a Super Nintendo. I play some Mario sometimes with Mama Bear down there. I mean, I got a PS4 and an Xbox One, but it's sitting in the closet in a duffel bag. $1,000? That's ridiculous, y'all. That's ridiculous.
on a test. If you have 4 guys lined up, one's a machine gunner, one's a rocket guy, one's a medic, and one's the chaplain, who are you going to shoot first? Who would you shoot first?
Machine gun?
As a sniper would shoot the chaplain first.
Really?
The preacher, yeah, demoralizes the entire unit. If the sniper is willing to take out a man of God or whatever, the guy who's doing nothing, then imagine what he's going to do to anyone else. So you demoralize that unit by killing the guy of faith. You take him out first. That's the thinking and mindset of a sniper.
How crazy would it be if they were actually trafficking humans in that truck right now and they just like put that sign on there to like throw us off?
Yeah.
These are the stupid things I think about on a daily basis.
That's how you would do it.
So every 8 years, your mattress doubles in weight.
Oh.
What? Yeah.
From like dead.
Dust.
Stop. That is
Sweat.
so gross.
It's so gross. And people are like, wow, mattress protector. I was like, is it fully encased? Because if it's not, if the bottom's exposed, sorry, you're still like,
Yeah,
in that.
I'm about to go
It's
throw mine
disgusting.
away. Lauren's
Yeah.
gonna buy a new mattress today.
It is.
Literally.
It's wild.
My mattress is fully encased. Now get this, y'all. We bought the mattress like last year sometime before we moved into this house in October. So I don't know, probably in August, September, we bought that mattress. So mom was there like, you have a warranty on this, but there can't be 0 stains and 0 new tears on here if you want to return it. So she wanted to get the fully encasing. I told her in 10 years, this mattress store ain't even going to be here. It's like a liquidation place. So that warranty is not going to matter. What are the chances there's not going to be 1 stain, 1 rip? But we got it fully shelled. So I guess seeing this, I mean, that must be a good thing. Got them on Amazon for like $20, y'all. Fully encased for your mattress. Pretty cheap on Amazon. Damn, I'm feeling good today. I don't know why, y'all. Thank you guys for watching.
Y'all, Jerusalem is on fire. And at the same time, it's facing a sandstorm. So they're having 2 crises at once. They said massive wildfires erupted west of the city. Multiple massive wildfires. As of right now, they say they caught somebody with cotton and lighter fluid, and they think he's the one that started it. I don't know. Once again, we having a crazy fire situation. But then on top of that, as you can see over my head, look at the sandstorm, y'all. Do y'all see this shit? So one part of the city is facing massive wildfires, and then you got a sandstorm. Let's just say that person didn't like this fire. What signs will we be looking at? Because to me, that shit seems biblical. I don't know. Y'all let me know down below in the comments on what y'all think going on.
Notice how he's making the cheese. Notice how he's putting holes in the cheese.
Now the volume is real low on here. In editing, I raised it all the way up. That's just the way his video was. I don't know if he had his hand on the microphone or what when he was recording, but I mean, you can see for yourself. This is Mickey Mouse, the origins of Mickey Mouse.
They've been at this for a very
sequence of pictures to create a video like this, and the amount of people.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm gonna grab these teats. What would Goofy say about this? This is canonically Clarabelle Cow. Gord, I've been caught. Look at this shit.
Dope, y'all. How dope would that be in a fish tank?
This is a total game changer. A man in Chicago has figured out a way to turn plastic waste into usable fuel.
The world's first ever handmade continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor to convert plastic waste. Mixed, sorted, clean, dirty, whatever. Take that plastic waste out the ocean, out the landfills, out the waste stream, and turn it into fuel. $0 a gallon.
Julian Brown, known online as Nature Lab, isn't your average inventor. At just 21, he pioneered a method to convert plastic waste into usable fuel right from his backyard. He uses a technique called microwave pyrolysis. Julian heats plastic waste in the absence of oxygen, breaking it down into fuel components like diesel and gasoline. The process also yields carbon black as the only byproduct, and it's a valuable byproduct. But innovation isn't without its risks. Julian faced a severe explosion that left him hospitalized with second-degree burns. Later, he discovered that his car's lug nuts had been tampered with.
A few days ago, 2 days ago, all 10 of my lug nuts on my front wheels were loosened completely. And one of my wheels almost flew off going 70 miles per hour on the interstate.
This nearly caused a fatal accident right after his first accident. And he doesn't think this is a coincidence. He thinks this is a little fishy.
This is where the explosion happened, and take a look at how high that fire got.
Damn.
I was point blank.
Undeterred, Julian is now working on a solar-powered version of his reactor.
I'm back, just like I never left.
He's hoping that this thing's going to change the game. All plastic waste can just be placed into one of these machines, and out comes usable fuel. Plastic waste will actually become valuable because plastic is made out of these petroleum products in the first place. With over 3.4 billion plastic items discarded daily, Julian's invention could be a game changer in our fight against pollution. His vision is a world where plastic waste fuels our lives, not our landfills. In Julian's own words, he states, "I'm not just building machines, I'm building a future where waste becomes wealth. Join me on this journey." So go over there and follow him, because I think it's just absolutely amazing. And his journey, his videos are amazing, showing off these incredible machines that he's building. And I think this is the kind of thing we should be supporting wholeheartedly.
Now we should, right? Now they've been like dope for him, but they've been knowing that, right? But the oil companies silence that. You know, look what they try to do to them. Lug nuts but why wouldn't, that just makes you realize, like, we put so much energy, and I mean, I can say one bad thing about a politician and it's flooded with comments. Like, we put so much energy into these politicians, and things like this just let you know they don't give a damn about us, y'all. They got their best interests at heart. Because if they really cared about us, they would hire this dude. They would hire, they would be doing this. All this plastic, all this trash. Make plastic valuable like the price of oil is valuable, which really comes from Earth, that the Earth just naturally produces. Plastic is trash, but they could be making so much money off this trash, helping the economy. All of us could be, we could recycle, or, we go sell aluminum, we could be selling our plastics and doing stuff like that, right? But that just makes you realize that these politicians, these people in power, they don't care about us, y'all. They care about what's going to help their party, their pockets, their living. They don't care about us, y'all. Because if they did, we'd have free electricity, helping the environment, helping the people, everybody around the world. It's a sad thing, but kudos to that guy that's doing big things over there. That's right there in the city.
I do have an underground tunnel.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Well, I have
USA?
this ranch in Kauai. Yeah. Where there's this whole thing where people were like, there's this whole meme about how people are saying I built this like bunker underground. It's like more of underground storage
Bring
type
it up.
situation. But yeah, no, it's
Oh wow, Zucky got that bunky. What's under the ground
Zucky
is
got
more
that
water,
bunky.
right?
It's basically what you just said. It's sort of a tunnel that just goes to another
World.
building.
Yeah,
the world.
But
it's a good place to hide a little bit of dope, though. That's what I would say, dude. Those are the good. That's what I would do anyway. But
you and I differ there.
Yeah.
A famous one is the all-American breakfast. You get your eggs, you get your bacon, you get your sausages, you get your orange juice, you get your milk. But 100 years ago, that wasn't breakfast. A breakfast wasn't a thing. Edward Bernays, known as the father of propaganda, launched the breakfast campaign because the meat industry came to him and said, dude, we're slacking on meat sales. What can we do? So he's like, it's too hard to convince the average person. I need to go to the people that are already sources of authority. So what did he go and do? He went and convinced who? The doctors, the pediatricians, that breakfast was the most essential diet. With all these studies and all these experiments and all this bullshit, it was all paid propaganda. So Edward Bernays launches the breakfast propaganda campaign and turns breakfast into a rousing success. He did it as well with cigarettes.
It's like some
Humans are the only species on the planet who are afraid of bacteria. Isn't it crazy? We wipe our kitchen surfaces, we disinfect everything, we kill bacteria in our food. Meanwhile, the entire animal kingdom is chilling. They eat all of their food raw, they don't wash their hands. Predators like wolves and crocodiles eat rotten meat. There's no soap, there's no hand sanitizer. When you look at it like that, it makes zero sense that humans are this unique animal and bacteria is harmful for us, but no one else. We have so many beliefs about bacteria which aren't really based in reality. They're just misinterpretations of science.
He looks showered and well groomed.
This is the time it takes these companies to make $1 million in profit. McDonald's, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Sorry, 1 hour, 2 minutes. Amazon, 17 minutes. Netflix, 1 hour, 37 minutes. AT&T, 37 minutes. Coca-Cola, 49 minutes to make $1 million in profit. This isn't gross sales, it's just profit. Tesla, 35 minutes. Microsoft, 7 minutes. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that Tesla is only 35 minutes. Google, 7 minutes. It's also known as Alphabet. That's the parent company, but it's Google, 7 minutes. JP Morgan Chase, 11 minutes. I wonder if they make that kind of profit when the market's not open to. Let me know. Apple, 5 minutes to make $1 million of profit. Which one shocked you the most, if any?
It looked like a dragon.
So we are in San Diego.
Wait, it disappeared.
And there's a full-ass dragon. Can someone please confirm if this is a real-life dragon flying around? Like, look at this thing. It's
Maybe.
massive.
Wait, I don't
Like,
see it anymore.
look how big this thing is. It has wings. It has a tail. Can someone confirm what this thing is flying around in San Diego? Like, is it some kind of bird? Is it an animal? Is it a dragon? Find out what this thing is. It has to be a real-life dragon.
Now, these are bragging rights, and these niggas are trophies to rich white men who own niggas, man. It's no different.
Look at my niggas.
Man, you don't think they do that when they be in them boxes? That's my nigga. Look at him. Look at him. I brought him out the ghetto. His mama didn't have a husband. I went down there and met him. He just say, man, I met him. They had roaches. Nigga, you think they don't be saying that? They're my niggas. Look at him. Go, nigga. You don't think they don't be saying, Jerry Jones, them don't be saying that? He my niggas. I changed his life.
No, when you put in perspective like that's low key the truth.
That's how they talk, y'all. You're gonna see in the next clip. Call me crazy. I remember I don't remember when it was, but the Suns were in the finals. And I know I shouldn't have. I'll never do it again. But I was smoking a little bit, watching the game, right? My little man cave. And I saw it, y'all. I saw it. I saw how everything from you know how when you get high you see things different, how the camera shows the certain fans, how they go to the press box where the owners are at, and then they show the players, like, you know, people handing them water and fanning them. And I saw it, y'all. I saw how the players are $1 million slaves. I saw it. But how he's saying how the owners talk about them, we're gonna see in the next clip. That's how they talk about them. Listen, pay attention to the next clip.
You think they only bring certain players around their families? All players don't get to come around. Why you think they got a franchise player? I got a franchise tag on this nigga. This my nigga. Why you think when LeBron left Cleveland, that white man called him like a runaway slave? Nigga, my nigga done run away. This my nigga. He come out of, man, this my nigga. Nigga, come on back home. LeBron, back to Cleveland, nigga. You got to come back anyway. Where you want to retire? Akron or L.A.? Every nigga want to come back home.
Listen to this next clip. How he's talking about
5'9", 210, 441. Okay. 9 and 3-inch head. 8.5-inch dick.
First thing I gotta ask y'all is
that's how they talk about it.
First thing, do we know this to be
like as bad as it sounds? And you know, you get people that say, you know, I'm tired of certain races asking, you know, saying these things like they're underprivileged, like whatever. But the truth of the matter is, you just saw it right there. Jerry Jones, how he was talking about it, talking about his hand size, his height, his private parts. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is, y'all. Back in the day, the NFL shirts used to be property. They used to wear it on the train when they were training camp, practice. Their shirt said property of the Dallas Cowboys. Property.
I didn't see that. Do you know that to be true? That's AI. It must be AI generated. That's what it must be. You don't even know what's real nowadays. Hey, what was Jerry talking about?
That's big A.
Man,
Mike, man.
man's handles like that.
Mike, you off the 151 this morning. You lit,
sure
my
Jerry
nigga.
was talking about how you stick around? You stick around. You said
yeah, Don Julio Irvin.
You stick around. Yeah. Oh, listen. I don't. Hey, no, but for real. I have never ever had any conversation about another man's size in no manner, in no way. And I don't even know if we should be touching it with all this Diddy time around. See what I'm saying? No, I don't know.
Let's go.
It was reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
How did your call with Jeff Bezos go?
Great. Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly. And he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
The people who have told me that they used to phone Jack Harlow and Diddy constantly, I've been hearing this for years. Something spooked out Jack Harlow because he has First Class, you know, he has What's Poppin', he has the What's Poppin' remix, he has Churchill Downs with Drake, and people would always say he saw a lot of shit. That's why he fell back from the industries. People are going to talk about Drewski. They also got to talk about his best friend, who I've heard from close people that Diddy and Jack Harlow used to fuck.
This happened in Mexico. A couple, they're just having dinner late at night. Okay. And then out of nowhere, they just hear some cries outside of the house and stuff, right? And then the guy starts even saying, like, I told my friends, I told them, but none of them believe me. But watch when I show them this video.
Bájale, bájale. Bájale, 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 bájale. Bájale, 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 bájale. ¿Escuchaste? Soy bien gacho, ¿eh?
Holy.
¿Viste cómo soy hija?
Nah.
No te espantes, no te espantes.
Bro.
Y la banda no me cree. La banda piensa que es pura broma. Mis amigos estamos aquí cenando.
Why did the cries match, like... Bro,
you didn't even finish the video either.
Bro, the cries literally match like the same cry tone as... Nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Every single time we record this fucking segment, bro, some weird shit happens in my fucking house, bro.
There was some weird...
Look at Bishop Marmari.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
He lost his eyebrow.
I know, and I'm here like talking about me getting slapped. I'm gonna go to war, and like this poor gentleman is nothing but spreading the word and doing good. Literally loses his eye.
You know what broke my heart, bro? He's an Assyrian man, but I had a few Assyrians come up to me and they'd be like, bro, I don't even believe that he lost his eye. I think he's covering it.
When it's in slow motion, the thing's not open, but he hits him in the eye.
Yeah.
Man.
And bro, he was praying on him right when he got hit. So dude, the guy got hit in the eye. His eye's hurting like really bad. And then immediately he starts praying over him. But people would be like, nah, bro, that's fake. And I'm like, bro, you could really do the greatest thing in the world and people could say something bad about it.
He lives in a different spiritual world.
What happened to bread, guys? Because I do not remember bread ever being like this. Squishing it, it just doesn't feel like it's real bread. I just squished this. It should be completely demolished. Applying pressure. This comes back up.
I wonder if the ducks still eat
What
that bread.
is in the food that they are feeding us? Not even squished. Just coming back up as if it was not squished at all.
What do you think is one of the biggest scams in the fitness industry? That it's not calories in, calories out to lose weight. Trainers are trying to trick people into this different ways to lose weight. Like if I eat 2,000 calories of licorice a day, I'm gonna get ripped for sure because it's not enough calories for me. If you eat carnivore or keto or don't eat carbs after midnight, that there's just something gonna happen. That if all you eat is butter, you need a calorie deficit to lose weight.
Are y'all seeing the verbiage on these headlines? And if you wait 1 second, these headlines are going to turn damning. To start off, I can hardly even believe my eyes. Terrifying warning to Americans to prepare. Prepare. TikTok is just the news to all 50 states. Scientists are urging the boss man to fight this threat that's coming at us. New York Post that this thing could be 100 times worse than what we experienced a few years ago. Now we can see where to find it. They're finding it in the Texas dairy cattle. Louisiana just had a passing away. New Zealand is actually preparing right now, as well as India, for the potential arrival. So they unalived 166 million birds. Hasn't helped at all. What's it called again? And then they say that it kills 20 more million chickens. Back in February, 500,000 were killed. So, I mean, if you add all those up, my goodness, is that like almost all the chickens we have? By the way, completely unrelated, but did you know that an egg is literally a superfood and has just about all the stuff that you need in them? Wild, right? Now this right here is the craziest part. Man who predicted what happened in 2019 also predicts something else that's coming. You think you could guess what it is? All I've done in this video is state their facts. If you're seeing this on your TikTok For You feed, let me know in the comments.
Meanwhile, Walmart is building a small city in Arkansas.
Have you ever heard of the Kaaba? Looks like a black cube, right? Which is kind of ironic, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But see, the purpose of facing the Kaaba, right, is to provide a sense of direction and unity among all Muslims. But ultimately, all Muslims are one family, facing one direction, worshiping one God. And according to tradition, this stone was given to Adam on his expulsion from paradise in order to face forgiveness of his sins. And it's interesting because in Jewish practice, a black cube refers to tefillin, which are small black leather boxes containing Torah texts, which makes you wonder, why a black cube? I mean, I could get deeper into this and dive into that of Tartaria, but my video would probably be taken down for that. I mean, take the dark hexagon that's on top of Saturn, for example, right? I always thought to myself to be some sort of portal. That might sound far-fetched, I know, but anyways, if you make that spot three-dimensional, it becomes a cube. And in Roman mythology, the god Saturn, which was a god associated with harvest, time, wealth, and ironically the Golden Age, was also identified with the Greek titan Cronus, which if you look into them have attributes that are similar to that of Baal or Satan, which I'm sure it's not a coincidence that Capricorn is literally ruled by the planet Saturn, with it being represented by a goat. No offense against any Capricorns, okay? You are highly intellectual beings. I say beings because there are no way that you guys are human. You are amazing people, and I'm actually with a Capricorn, but I'm a Leo, so it definitely balances things out, you feel me? But through studying the background of the black cube in general throughout so many years, I've always noticed its origins to be connected to that of time, wealth, I mean every detail related to that of deities of which I've mentioned. And weirdly enough, you can actually find black cubes located around the entire world, including that of Astor Place, New York. And it just makes me wonder because it all comes back to one specific region. And I don't want to say too much about the region because I don't want to seem ignorant. I respect every culture that the world has to offer. But when does it stop being a coincidence?
Why is it that every time someone threatens the world's most powerful people, they end up dead? Not after years, not by accident, right when their voices needs to be heard the most. William Coombs, the indigenous man who said he witnessed Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip take 10 children who were never seen again, healthy one moment, dead the next. They said natural causes, just weeks before he was due to testify. Princess Diana, the people's princess, she knew the darkness inside the royal family. She feared for her life. She wrote it down. They're planning an accident in my car. And then she crashed in a tunnel with no CCTV, no proper investigation, just silence and a sea of flowers from people who knew. And now Virginia Giuffre, a woman who stood up against billionaires, royalty, predators, gone, dead just days ago. Another bright light extinguished. And she's not alone. Police officers, investigators, journalists who dug too deep into royal or elite scandals. Many died suddenly too. Dr. David Kelly exposed lies at the highest level of government, found dead in the woods, with almost no blood at the scene. Of course. Jeffrey Epstein, one of the most high-profile prisoners in the world, who was about to expose names that reached the highest halls of power. Left alone, cameras turned off, found hanged in his cell. They tell us it's coincidence. They tell us to forget. But the pattern is too loud to ignore. The people who stand up against evil, who dare to lift the veil, they're the ones who vanish. And the monsters they tried to expose, they're still out there, smiling for the cameras, drinking champagne, rewriting history. Remember their names, remember their courage, because if we don't, no one else will. And follow for more news, views, and uncomfortable truths.
Man, I was just thinking about something last night, man. Like, professional sports, in the grand scheme of things, don't mean jack shit in real life. In this real world, and things that's going on every day, professional sports don't mean a damn thing. Just think about how dumb we are to go to a big arena and watch folks run up and down the court, throwing a ball, shooting a ball, kicking a ball. Like, is that shit really that entertaining? Or we just really be bored in life, man? Because it seems like all entertainment really ain't what it's cracked up and seemed to be. Go back to the Roman Empire days, man. The people struggling in town gathered up to go see the gladiators fight, gathered up to go see these games and fights and all of these competitions and stuff. And at the end of the day, it meant nothing. Like, the folks who supposed to be really be getting paid the most money is like teachers, doctors, and stuff like that. I'm just imagining a parallel universe where the professional athletes were poor, and the people who really supposed to get the money, the folks who really add value to the world, they the multi-millionaires. Bro, we live in such a backwards world, man. I know God be sitting back looking at us sometime like, these folks really made entertainment, made the folks in entertainment rich. When these really ain't supposed to be the folks who rich. Folks supposed to be rich is supposed to be the people who do charitable things, the people who actually make the world better, like the doctors and stuff like that. Like, man, call me crazy, man. I think we live in a crazy world, man. We live in a crazy world.
The distractions are going absolutely wild right now. More humiliation coming. So we'll start with on the ground first with these celebrities, and then we'll go to the sky. Shannon Sharp has been their go-to lately, and I really wonder what team he's on. Do y'all think it was really an accident when he went live doing that certain stuff a couple months back? It wasn't. It was distracting you, just like now the lawsuit that's coming out. These people genuinely all know each other. Him, the OnlyFans people, all of them. But there's a lot of big things going on, and that's why they're distracting you. It's that time of year again for Will Smith. It's the humiliation scenario. You get what I'm saying? Why in the world would he do stuff like this on his own free will? You get it, Will? Nobody in their right mind's doing that for no reason. This one's crazy because you know who this is, right? And who is this? Oh, it's David Beckham. Where is he at these days? Wake up, it's a club and you are not in it. And most of the people are all in the same club. They just act like they're not. And I really hate to say it that way, but think about it. Why would him or nobody else speak up when this stuff was going on? But what exactly are they distracting us from? Oh, that's right. The bigger distraction. Look where this was happening. That's weird, right? Y'all know what just happened here, right? And allegedly, these things are coming back. They have all been warning you this whole year. Part of their job is to make sure that you know what's coming subconsciously. Why? Ask the Satanist.
When I'm at school, sometimes my dad will just pull his pants down.
Hey! Will is always, Will is always playing. He plays. Okay.
Bro, let me kiss my son. Let me kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
Jayden jumped up and ran. Wasn't even trying to.
No, not only said he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss me or anywhere else.
So, what do you think? Is Jayden still too old to get kissed by his dear old dad?
Me versus. Whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man. Yeah, okay. I can say clone, I want to say clone. All right, so there's like a clone. Right. When it comes out, let's get a selfie real quick. Let's hop in for a selfie.
Yo, never in your fucking life you should stay in an Airbnb. Let me explain. I'm a home inspector, a realtor, and a contractor, and I'm telling you right now, if you rent an Airbnb, you're going to be on camera. You and your children are gonna wind up on some video in Da Nang somewhere, fucking edited people. I'm telling you, it's not the owners of the Airbnb that are doing it. It's the cleaning crews of the Airbnb that are planting these cameras. So when you rent an Airbnb, even if the owner's background checked by Airbnb, the cleaning crews are not checked by Airbnb. So they're planting these cameras everywhere, including your children's rooms. And bro, you're gonna be on fucking tape, screwing your fucking whoever, all right? I love you. It's a downfall. Trust me.
So I guess I'm interested in getting some, Airbnb type properties in the future. I thought you just hire your own cleaning lady that's in the area, a grandma that lives, because I'm trying to go out in the woods. So maybe a grandma that lives out there that just wants to make some extra money, has a little cleaning business on the side. You actually have Airbnb cleaners go to your place. I know you get like a property manager and whatnot. They hire Airbnb cleaners to go, like, or these regular grandma in the woods is gonna put cameras. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know about that. Anybody out there got Airbnb? Write me an email about it, y'all. I got some questions for you guys. If any of you guys out there have an Airbnb property, I would love to get some knowledge from you guys. My email is in the link below.
The biggest scam in America. Okay, I'll go first. Biggest scam in America is that if I take $70,000 in cash to the bank, if I leave and go back 10 minutes later, they say they can't give it to me. Now just put my $70,000 cash in here. You tell me that you can't give it back to me? I have to order it? Now that's a scam. And also, they want to know what you're doing with the money when you get it back. Why you didn't ask me that when I deposited it?
They've been telling us since 1964.
I've been in the same traffic jam, going to the same job every day for 6 years, and so have they. Every day, all our husbands, we get up and we take the same road into the same job. We even dress alike. We put on the gray suit, and it's like sheep.
Sam, that's not true. You're not like anybody else. And you're not a sheep. You've got character. And I love you.
Bah.
Sam, did you say something?
Why do you call it the breakaway civilization?
Breakaway civilization was a term made famous by Richard Dolan, and it simply described a decision to create a parallel system. First it started with the black budget, but it grew, call it the national security state, but to build a civilization that literally was separate and not subject to the laws of the existing ones. So if I'm running a company and I want to bring up new systems, I'll bring up the new systems while I'm running the old, and I'll run them in parallel, and I'll move things over slowly, and then at some point I bring the current thing down. And to me, that's what the financial coup was. You're moving the money out of one system and putting it in another. So in theory, 21 trillion is enough at a 5%, interest rate to basically finance a private government, if you will.
To see it physically and to know that that's what ran over your leg.
Oh, my whole body.
Oh God.
Yeah. The accident happened because you have to get in and out off on those tracks, and I hit the thumb thing, and it threw me off, and it was going towards my nephew, so I had to jump back on and try to stop it from killing him, because it was going to crush him between the truck and that big blade that I have. You see that thing?
Yeah.
It's a few thousand pounds. That thing's gnarly. My instinct was to jump back on and try to stop it. Obviously it didn't work out.
How much of your body did it run over?
All of it.
Oh my God.
Because I went, if the tracks were here to jump in the cab, I leapt up and over to try to grab onto it and got sucked under the whole thing, so the whole length of it. So I felt all the undulate. The first one was the worst, like the pressure and skull crush and all that stuff. And then it releases, because then the undulation of the tire and the track. And you're awake for that. You're just like by the sixth undulation, just like, all right, just kind of finish already. And you're just like, it almost like, you're drowning and being struck by lightning and bleeding out. All the things all at once.
Your skull run over.
Yeah. All the doctors were like, dude, I don't know how your eye's still operating or still working, but I think because I was on ice, because I did see it, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm going to put this eye on ice, and just kind of rolled into it. Will is a really special thing, and the love and fuel to fuel your will, I had in spades. Every fiber, every cell in my body was geared towards a one-way street of recovery. Oh, I'm getting fucking better. So I just got better.
The Antichrist is going to be a hybrid of a human alien that is in theory a creation of the fallen angels, and they will have this power like the Nephilim did, of like this men of old and renown, you know, like they were like they're just powerful. The connections of UFOs, angels, and basically what is going to transpire involving like all this news coming out.
Yeah.
He made this documentary it was released in 2007, I believe, but he had started the research of it 10 years prior to that. So I think 1996 or 1997.
Okay.
And he said at this time there was no internet really. Like you couldn't just like Google stuff willy-nilly. So all of his research is based out of libraries and books and talking to theologians and all this different craziness. So it's like very rigorous research.
Yeah.
And it is so crazy, the connections that he makes with UFOs, with fallen angels and angels, and what he thinks, or what the guy that he interviewed, who was this like older dude who was a professor at some theology school, seminary, and the predictions of what it's going to look like in the end times regarding aliens and this false flag and the Antichrist and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And because I found it very interesting that Albert Pike, where he wrote about the World War III, where he's like both Christianity and atheism will be destroyed. So atheists who don't believe in a God or a creator will now believe in a creator. And but then Christianity will be destroyed as well. So there's going to be this Antichrist in a sense, you know?
He said the nihilists too. They believe you can know nothing. So a truth will be revealed is what they're saying.
That's leading to like the one universal government, right? Like that's the idea. That's the idea.
Because he talks about all these nations just destroying each other.
For Christianity to be destroyed, of course, there are believers that would prevail through something like that. And so that's maybe the great deception, but then also could we deduce that maybe the rapture happens?
Yeah, maybe.
At a similar time frame.
Yeah. It gets complicated talking about the rapture because there's so many people that believe it's this, or it's like there's no rapture, and it's like who knows?
Yeah.
You know, but like
maybe we should go around and actually just share like what?
Go ahead.
What? It's not fun. Maybe we should each go around and share our own opinion of who we think the Antichrist is. I'll go first. Oprah. No.
But they did say in that documentary they think that the Antichrist is going to be a hybrid of a human alien that is in theory a creation of the fallen angels, and they will have this power like the Nephilim did, of like this men of old and renown, you know, like they were like they were just powerful.
Yeah.
And that because it talks about in Revelation that the nations will be at war with God. And it's like, well, what does that mean? What does it mean to be at war with God? But if we're talking about spiritual warfare and UFOs and aliens being angels and fallen angels, that's a lot of quotes.
That's a lot of quotations.
It like could angels and fallen angels is that what we're seeing that are UFOs? And do they in fact possess this technology to where they can be like fighting? Because there was a war in heaven, you know?
Yeah.
And the fallen angels lost.
And we look at these UFOs that immediately can snap into another, I mean, just evaporate.
Yeah.
Is that another dimension? Is that traveling through time and space? Is that whole thing is just wild.
Is there a war or a casting out?
There's a war, right?
I mean, that's the thing. It's just I don't want to not splitting hairs at that point, but it's like, it just depends on your definition of what you mean war is.
No, I'm saying there's a war in heaven.
Dude,
that's what
my brain, every time you make any of these like end times assertions, immediately starts like thinking back to passages and how much study I feel I need to do. I'm like, I need to bust out all of the concordances and
Revelation 12, verse 7 through 10. It says, then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven.
So scary.
Yeah.
It's just having that vision and seeing that, and like, Oof.
What's the most overrated health food? Eggs, because everybody thinks they need eggs to get their protein in or to get their vitamins in. The egg is the worst food on the world, actually, and that's why everybody should avoid eggs in order to get healthy and have a healthy life.
Eggs are actually one of the best foods you can possibly eat. Each egg is going to get you about 6 to 8 grams of protein. It's also going to get you choline, B vitamins, vitamin D. Egg yolks are one of the most nutritious foods you can eat. And no, they are not going to clog your arteries and make you die. There have been studies showing that people that eat eggs have better cognitive function, which the dude in that video is clearly lacking. They're also an extremely affordable source of protein, and they're one of the easiest to make. Like, if you don't know how to scramble up some eggs, I don't know, like, you're just cooked. So keep on eating your eggs. I'm doing like 6 eggs per day. Let me know how many eggs you eat below.
Like, it's so annoying, these people. Like, that dude's probably a vegan, right? So he's just gonna bash anything animal. But people that just get on that hill and anything else is just wrong, right? Like, I was watching a podcast clip yesterday of some guy, you know, kind of bashing keto, right? And of course, he was there promoting his book. It's all about eating high carbs and whatnot. But the guy that did the interview, he was like, "Yeah, I just did keto 8 weeks ago. I lost so much weight, but when I got off it, I gained it all back." Like, no shit. No shit, you're gonna gain it all back. What did you eat when you got back? Did you eat a whole bunch of carbs? Well, yeah. If you kept eating keto, I mean, you can eat a whole bunch of carbs and lose all this weight. But then if you go back to eating the standard American diet, pizza, French fries, hamburgers, you're going to gain all that weight back, right? If you stayed keto, are you going to gain all that weight back? No, right? Like, people just live and die on a hill and just they just ain't honest. Just aren't real and honest, y'all. That's what bothers me. That's what I try to do here is give you both sides of the spectrum from anything, right? I always say, like, if you're eating vegan, whatever, like, anything's gonna work. It's just consistency. One thing doesn't work and the other thing does. Like, everything works. It's just cutting out the nonsense and the junk and getting consistent. Like, but people are so, you have to do this because this is what I'm selling in my book. So this is like, I can't stand that type of business, y'all.
Be the most satanic company, and let me tell you why. The first Mac, you know, the iMac, do you know how much it sold for? $666.
No.
That's 666. That's what it cost. You think that's just a fun number? No. Steve Jobs was exact with numbers. He picked that on purpose. Now look at the logo, a bitten apple. That's not just some design choice, that's the Bible, the fall of man. The moment sin entered the world, that's the symbol they went with. And then there's Siri. Say it backwards. Iris. What's your iris? Your eye. And what's the biggest symbol used in secret groups like the Illuminati? The one eye. Over and over again, same message. Now think, iPhone, that's not just internet phone, that's iPhone, E-Y-E. The eye is watching, always. So, let's put it together. You've got the number 666, you've got the apple with a bite, you've got the eye, the one eye, the iris, the iPhone, all connected. People think it's just cool tech. No, it's something else. It's a symbol, it's a system, and it's everywhere. And you carry it in your pocket. This is just...
Everybody always talks about the mark of the beast, y'all. We've been having the mark of the beast. This is it. It's everywhere, y'all. I don't think I've done one video out of the hundreds of videos I've done, and this thing ain't sitting right here. Recording everything, I'm saying. Everywhere I go, I leave the house, I'm like, fuck, I forgot my phone. A little panic, I'm like, be okay. Right? Just going to the store real quick. Be okay. You know what I mean? But it's right here. It's on everybody. All damn near every American, even people on the streets that are homeless, they give these away for free. Everybody's got one of these. Goes everywhere with us, listens, always watching. You've seen those people that, I don't know what they turn on, an ultraviolet light or something, and the camera's flashing every, I don't know, 10 seconds or something. Mark of the beast, y'all. It ain't Elon Musk with Neuralink. They don't got to do all that. They got it right here, y'all.
Not a fact.
No.
You imagine this? Fuck that. If that thing wasn't on already.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, very brave guy. I learned this on the Discovery Channel. We open bananas up from here all the time. But if you study monkeys, they press that button right there, and that's how they open it up. And if you notice, when you open it up that way, you don't get those little strings that hang out. So, cheers.
Now, why do you believe that Hollywood was created by the CIA?
Well, before we say Hollywood was created by the CIA, I guess I should clarify because, you know, first off, you guys do know that the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like there's a whole department in the Pentagon.
Know that.
That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have.
What movies have
I
they
should have
produced?
said Pentagon instead of CIA. Tons of them. I should show you the list. You should pull it up. It's
Google it right now.
wild. Yeah,
Absolutely,
Pentagon
please.
Department for Hollywood. Tons of them.
I have to
Even
report this.
Transformers. Even Transformers, like, you know, because they're concerned about certain narratives. They get involved with, like, World War films, like, how are we telling a story about history? Usually it's because we're lying about what we did or trying not to make Americans aware of the crimes against humanity that we
Wow.
commit overseas, you know?
Yeah, the Pentagon just funded some films: Black Hawk Down, Red Dawn, GoldenEye.
The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to think that this is how things happen, and it's usually not at all how things have actually happened.
6 of the best movies made with help from the Department of Defense. This is military.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said CIA. I should have just said the government. But
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm. It's all about
Iron
just
Man?
Iron Man. Oh,
I didn't know that was on the list.
Now he upset. Now he upset. Let me ask,
Interesting.
now you said
Talk about, continue.
What? Iron Man? Nah, that's her limit right there.
All right, family. There you have today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Feeling good today. I feel like it's Monday. It's Thursday, May 1st. Make sure you guys start the month off right. I know I do. I need to set some goals for this month, write them down. A lot of power in the pen, y'all. But I'm out of here, y'all. Hope everyone has a good day. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.